Hello and welcome back to the Baggies podcast YouTube channel, where of course we're giving you all the latest news, views and opinions on all things Albion. Back again today with your usual transfer update for the summer 2022. It's update sort of number 3. We'll be doing these kind of every week. I think it's probably reasonable, or whenever something significant happens. So you know that whenever one of these is posted, something significant has probably happened. And in these cases, I'm not sure this news that I'm going to bring you today is too positive. I'm sure you'll have seen it doing the rounds on social media and, of course, news websites as well. We'll be going through the latest on Jed Wallace. We'll be talking about his latest situation. Interest in Cameron Archer, of course, Aston Villa striker. And, of course, the latest on Hamza Chowdhury, of course, who we talked about in our last update. And also who might be free to leave Albion this summer. But for all your latest transfer news here on the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you comment your thoughts on the transfer news down below for updates like this every week or so, and also special videos coming in the meantime. But yeah, let's crack on. Let's talk transfer news. You're watching the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel. For match previews, match day vlogs, match reactions and more, make sure to subscribe to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel. So let's get started. Let's sort of bring you a little bit of a mood dampener, if we like. We're all looking forward to a bit of a rebuild this summer, I think is the way to put it. I think we're all kind of excited for what was to come this summer, but I think there may have been a few spanners in the works for a few of these possible transfers that we were looking at beforehand. Jed Wallace being one of them. Burnley are now interested in him. We were, I think, the front runners. I think this is Alan Nixon who has reported this. We were kind of the front runners, but I think there are now the sides like Burnley involved. I can see him going to Burnley. I can't actually believe he hasn't played there before. I was convinced he had. But yeah, I think Jed Wallace, Burnley with their interest now, Vincent Kompany in charge. He's definitely a player we need. I think we do need that sort of new that new set of wingers. I think our wingers are pretty tired. They've got the same tricks. They've got the same bag of tricks, really. I think Dean Garner, Wallace, Swift, DK, that's a really nice front four to look at if you're playing against them. It's definitely a player we need, and I think Millwall have also offered him that new deal. So, in fairness, I can't see Jed Wallace staying. I can't see him sticking around at all at Millwall, but I can certainly see him going to a side like Burnley, who, yeah, as I said, I'm amazed he hasn't actually played for them before. You know, I'm not surprised. I think he definitely does need a move. I think he deserves a move after all of his great work that he's been doing at Millwall through the past few years. Matched Montez Pereira for numbers when we went up that season. He was in the team of the season as well. So, yeah, for me, I think Wallace probably does get that move, but I don't think it's to Albion, which is unfortunate to say. I think I'm a little bit unfortunate to be going through that. So, yeah, I think Burnley are probably going to come in and sweep him off our toes. But I thought we were the front runners. We've been waiting for a decision for quite a long time. I think we've been waiting for him to finish his wedding, then his honeymoon. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing from Jed Wallace. We thought we'd get him, but I'm not too convinced now, but hopefully we can. Hopefully we can pull through. I mean, there's always a possibility, but I think if Burnley are interested and Burnley actually offer him a contract, I think that's where we might have to pull out and he may choose somebody else over us. But ultimately, I'd love to have him. I think he'd be a great player for us, and yeah, it'd be difficult to take if we don't get him. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can still pull through. I think we were the front runners, but not sure about that just now. Cameron Archer. Of course, is another player that we've been interested in. The Express and Star reported this, that he's sort of on our shortlist. He would be a great signing, in my opinion. Of course, a product of the Aston Villa Academy and kind of a little bit of the Walsall Academy as well. I think he played there during his younger years. But I think he's one of the better young finishers in the Premier League or the Championship at this moment in time in England. I think we've seen him for England under-21s where he's scoring on virtually every appearance just gone. I think he would be a great addition to a side that's going to create a lot of chances. And I think with Swift, with Dean Garner, with DK, I think you could possibly stick Cameron Archer in that mix and he could score quite a few goals for you this season. On loan at Preston North End last season, only scored 7 goals. But I personally think that he's got the bags of potential. And playing for a side like us, maybe in the Championship, if Villa decide to let him go, maybe you look at that and he could do a decent job. Whether Villa ties with Bruce will hamper or hinder that, maybe, I'm not sure. But I think if Archer came to Albion, I think he'd be a great success. He's a very good young striker and looks to me like the next one. I think he's a decent player. And I think going in creative force and finishing, I think he's one of the better players in the top 2 tiers. I've seen a lot of young strikers, but I don't think I've seen many finish the way that Cameron Archer has over these sort of England games. I've watched a couple of the under-21 games, and I think he looks a real player. So, yeah, Cameron Archer, there is loan interest from us. There's also loan interest from quite a few other teams. I think QPR also looking at him. I think Preston probably want him back as well. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. But I think there are quite a few teams sniffing around him. I think Swansea may be looking at him as well. So see what happens with him. Moving on to Hamza Chowdhury, of course, a bit worried a little bit about this one. Definitely looking at a loan for Albion. But by the looks of things, I think they want us to pay the vast majority of his wages to play for us. And I don't think that's what we've ever done. I think we've only ever really paid a little bit of a percentage. So for me, I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking probably we're not going to end up getting him. And it seems the likes of Everton, Nottingham Forest have also joined the race for him. So in that case, I think he probably won't come to us. I think he's definitely looking elsewhere. But for me, yeah, I think he's a really good player. And I think playing for Leicester in the Premier League, you've seen a little bit of his ability. A bit of one of the players that does the dirty work. I think we have got a lot of players like him, don't get me wrong. But I think I am still a little bit worried about this one, because I think we were looking at him and looking at him quite favourably. If he probably won't come to us if Everton and Forest are looking at him, in my opinion. I think I'm a little bit worried about that, but fingers crossed things can come through. I'm sure that we can try and strike a deal, but I think there has been a little bit of an offer on the table for a bit for Albion. I think he was definitely a player that we were definitely interested in, but now these bigger clubs are beginning to come along, you start to wonder whether somebody like Chowdhury would prefer it in the Championship. I hope he does, because if he does, he might come to us. But I think it's probably going to be a loan if that's the case. But I think if we're going to pay most of his money, I think it's a bit pointless. We may as well go for a different position, maybe another striker like Archer. I'd rather pay all of his money, if I'm honest, than perhaps looking elsewhere. So yeah, Hamza Chowdhury, difficult to look at with him, but I think it's not looking too promising on that front either. So yeah, sorry, I'm starting to lead you down a bit of a more negative path. I'm afraid that's just the way it's got to be. But moving on to those who are playing for Albion at the moment and who might be let go. Of course, there was an article on The Athletic talking about players that Albion would listen to offers about, a sort of a squad assessment. None of these are so particularly surprising. So you've got Callum Robinson, Adam Reach, Cedric Kiprate and Kyle Bartley were the ones that were reported as that we'd listen to offers for. None are really that surprising. I think I'd probably be willing to let any of these go, or willing to listen to those sorts of offers for any of these players. So I'm absolutely not surprised at all. But make sure you go and check out our Keep or Sell videos to find out any of the sort of ones that you're looking for, and all the players in the squad. I've done a little video for the goalkeepers and defenders, then the midfielders and the forwards. So yeah, Callum Robinson, Adam Reach, Cedric Kiprate and Kyle Bartley, all looking to sort of be listened to for offers. So that'll be interesting to see who leaves Albion this summer. Of course, the big rebuild should be on, but at the moment it looks like there's some sort of hampering plans that are stopping us. But yeah, that's your latest transfer update. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. I'm looking forward to hearing them. And yeah, make sure you stick around for more transfer updates like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.